Hello, welcome to this week's Artist King Tuesday with Donna Downey Studios. My name is Nicole Watson and I'm guiding you through making a canvas using Donna's Live-inspired stencil. Grab your supplies and join me! Using an 11 by 14 pre-gessoed canvas. However, I did add 2 coats of my own gesso to soften the tooth of the canvas and to ensure a good coat. The first step is to add interest to the background layer with some book text and matte medium. Brush an even coat on the front and back and secure the text to your canvas. Don't forget to add some to the sides. I also found this polka dot bag and ripped it apart to use it for the background as well. You could also use a polka dot stencil or draw some dots on your background or some old scrapbooking paper or even another pattern to add another layer of interest to your background. I also made sure I did this in groupings of 3 to move the eye around the canvas and also to make it a little bit more pleasing to the eye. Next, I grabbed a sheet of rubons and added them to random places on the canvas and covered them with a coat of matte medium. If you don't have rubons, pick up a waterproof pen or pencil and simply scribble on your canvas. Next, I added super heavy gesso to my canvas with a palette knife. I placed this in all the spots in between the book text and some over the book text as well to push it more to the background and also to add texture to the canvas. Before the gesso dried, I pushed these texture plates into the canvas to make some pattern. Now it's time to add the stencil. To make sure it wasn't crooked, I lined the edge of the stencil to the canvas edge. Then I added modeling paste through the stencil with a palette knife, lifted the stencil, and let it dry a few hours before continuing. Then I added a twine kind of rope thing to the front of it using some of the super heavy gesso to add another dimension and a type of texture to the front of my canvas. I wanted to push back that book text just a little bit, so I added some really watered down gesso to the front of my canvas and placed it over the book text and then wiped it away where the dots were because I wanted those to stand out. Next, I glazed my canvas with a mixture of teal and white acrylic paint. I wanted the white to tone down the teal a bit, but I'm not sure that really worked. Glazing can be scary if you've never done it before, but it's simple and creates an awesome effect. Add part acrylic paint and glaze together, spread it evenly over your canvas, then wait a minute or 2 and wipe away. The mixture will stick and all of the texture we created earlier. This does take a lot of baby wipes, but if you run out, you can use a damp paper towel. I wanted to draw some kind of a flower or leaf shape on the left, so I used a charcoal pencil to sketch it out. When I didn't like what I had drawn, it was easy for me to use a baby wipe and wipe away that charcoal pencil and try again. And then I finally got the exact number of leaves and shapes that I wanted on that left side. When I was finished, I made these leaves permanent by tracing them with my fine liner. This fine line bottle is filled with a mixture of acrylic paint and a little bit of airbrush medium to thin it down. When the leaves are dry, I use the same glazing technique with raw umber. I only glaze the bottom portion of the canvas, and then with the leftover glaze, I strategically place it on the top using my fingers, and then also grabbed a small brush to put it around the live letters from the stencil. Don't forget to also put glaze on the sides. I grabbed this fine charcoal to add some interest to the front of my canvas in the spots of texture, and then also grabbed my charcoal pencil again to add some of those sketchy lines around my leaves because they had gone away and I really liked them on the front of my canvas. Then I grabbed this high flow paint to add some drips and splatters to the front of the canvas, and also I used the white to fill in my leaf shapes. If you don't have high flow paint, you can water down your normal acrylic paint and use it the same way. At times I was a little generous with splattering because I knew that I could wipe them away with the baby wipe if they ended up in places that I didn't like. I actually wasn't sure what I wanted to do next with the letters, so I slept on it, and then I decided I wanted them to look rusty. So I added layers of pen pastels to the letters to create that rusted look. I also lightly ran the pastel sponges over the texture on the canvas to add not only that rusted color in those spots, but also to add a little bit more depth to my canvas. I did add some black pastel in the end to the canvas, but I did not put this on the letters. Earlier I had added those fun splatters with the teal, and I decided that I needed a few of those in that orangey rusty color as well to bring that throughout the canvas, and so I grabbed these two colors of paint and mixed them up a little bit, and then also left them unmixed and added a few splatters here and there on the canvas. And then at this point, the lines that I had added earlier with that fine liner had become a little muddled, and so I just traced my leaf shapes over again to bring that black color back out and make them pop again. At this point I felt it was done, or at least the pastel layers were done, so I grabbed my Spectrafix and sprayed a couple layers of it on my canvas and let it dry. But as you can see, I wasn't completely done. I took a white charcoal pencil and outlined those letters a little bit to add some highlighting. Then I decided that it needed a few drips and grabbed my India ink and made a few ink drips in just that area of those leaves. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Donna Downey Studios Artist Gang Tuesday and take the time to create your own live-inspired canvas. Thanks for watching!